Hey guys, welcome to A Little Less Lisa. If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I am in the midst of a weight loss, health improvement, just wellness journey, I guess. And I'm, like I said, right now kind of in the middle of a weight loss phase. I had thought I was going to be going into maintenance, which I did for a couple weeks, and then I realized that I wanted to lose just a little bit more. So I'm kind of back on the weight loss phase, although to be very honest with you, it's not like maybe before where I was, pedal to the metal and really focused on it. I definitely don't think about the numbers quite as much right now, which I guess is a good thing. So anyway, but if you are new, I am currently on compounded Tirzepatide. I take 5 milligrams right now, and I do get my medicine through the telehealth company Friday's Health. If you are interested, if you've been thinking about, a weight loss journey and using a GLP-1 medication, I cannot speak more highly about Friday's Health. I actually switched to them because of a lot of the services and other parts of their program, which I think really address the person and the patient as a whole, as opposed to just writing a prescription and sending you on your way. And I think in order to be successful in the long term, you really have to address those other things like nutrition and movement and what's going on in your brain. And I don't mean the food noise. I mean, what maybe caused you to start overeating in the first place, or how are you dealing with your body changing, or perhaps people being negative around you. So I think the fact that Fridays addresses all of those parts of you as a person is just something, like I said, that was really important to me, and that's why I changed. I am an advocate for them, just obviously, want to be completely honest. And yesterday I posted, or 2 days ago, I guess maybe when you're seeing this, I posted a video because they have changed their pricing structure. And I'm just going to go over it super briefly right here before we get into like the main body of this video, because I did forget one thing when I was talking about that, which was another change that I forgot to mention. And it's a great change, especially for those of you who don't have a BMI of 30 or above. So just super briefly, they changed to a completely flat, all one price for semaglutide, all one price for Tirzepatide. So it doesn't matter what dose you're on. There are no more membership fees. It is one price out the door. You get all of the services like I just mentioned before. In addition to that, they're going to pay for your lab work, which is incredible because they do require lab work. And before, you had to pay for that either out of pocket or have your health insurance cover it if you had the coverage. But now they will pay for it, which is fantastic. And in addition to that, they also added one-on-one nutritional coaching. So in addition to be able to, jump on a Zoom call for nutrition coaching within a group setting, which you still can ask individual questions in, and that's part of the whole process. But if you really want that one-on-one, like, here's what I'm eating, here's what's going on, dietitian, please review my food journal, and, what do you think I should do differently, that kind of thing, you can have that now, which I think, like I said, is incredible. So that was kind of the big change. The other thing I mentioned in the video that I think is super important is that they are currently in the works to do a 3, 6, and maybe even, everybody cross their fingers, 12-month prescription at a time, which if you're on a compound, makes you a little more at ease about getting your medication if you know that you could potentially get, up to 12 months at a time. That would be incredible. So more to come on that. That's, we don't have any minute details or anything. That's all I can tell you about it because that's all I know. But they are diligently working on that path. So hopefully, fingers crossed, like I said, coming very soon. But the other thing that I forgot to mention was that they also had a policy change when it comes to people who are in the overweight category, who previously, if you had a BMI between 27 and 29, which puts you in the overweight category, not obese, that you needed to have a comorbidity. So you needed to have, for example, high blood pressure or high cholesterol or sleep apnea. I mean, there were a whole slew of things that were on the list that if you had that, in addition to being in the overweight BMI, 27 to 29, that then you would be able to be prescribed one of the GLP-1 medications. They have since recently, which I think is so brilliant, have removed the requirement to have a comorbidity. And their philosophy and their team came to the table to discuss this. And it's sort of what goes back to the whole, like, why are health insurance companies not covering this medicine unless you have type 2 diabetes? Wouldn't it be better to get things under control before you get to type 2 diabetes, or before you get to hypertension, before you get to high cholesterol, before you get sleep apnea? You go see where I'm going here. So the Fridays Health team, and like I said, their health provider network, made a decision that they were not going to require that because, again, their thought is, let's treat this patient. They're overweight, which, still means they're not at a normal, I know, but a healthy BMI. Let's treat them so that they don't get those comorbidities. So like I said, I just think that that is absolutely fantastic. And that was a crucial point that I missed in that previous video. I did make a note of it on my Instagram stories because I completely forgot and I was upset. But I had already posted the video and I can't go back and edit it now. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That was way longer than I wanted to talk about. Let's get into the 5 biggest mistakes you could make on a GLP-1 medication. Number 1, not getting enough sleep. Now, I know that sometimes, things happen in your life and maybe you're a parent of small children who get up in the middle of the night and things like that. And so you may need to, get up, whatever it is. But as much as you can, if you can, get to bed early, turn off your screens, maybe read a little bit, to kind of make you a little more tired. Get into a pre-bedtime sort of routine so your body knows that it's getting ready to wind down and all of those things, because sleep is so important for your metabolism. And it also increases your stress level, your cortisol level, if you're not getting enough sleep, which again wreaks havoc with your metabolic hormones as well as your metabolism. So it is really, really crucial to get good sleep so that your body can rest and fully function at its maximum capacity during the day. So number 1 mistake, not getting enough sleep. Number 2 is not getting enough protein. If you have learned anything through my videos and, sort of my journey, is I have always been very, very focused on protein. In fact, I don't really pay attention to my calories. And even though obviously I was, not doing a good job eating enough calories when I was, fully in weight loss mode, I didn't do that intentionally, but I always focused on my protein intake. 1, because you need protein. Protein takes longer to digest, so it will help you feel fuller longer, but it also is what your body needs to build muscle and also to really fuel your metabolism. So don't eat empty calories, right? Really, really focus on that protein, because anyone during a weight loss journey is going to lose some lean muscle mass. It's just inevitable. But to minimize that, you really, really want to be eating as much protein as you need. I will link in the description box below a protein calculator. It is definitely different for everybody. It depends on your weight, your gender, your age, all things like that. But it's really crucial that you get, at the very least, whatever that minimum is. Normally it will give you kind of a range of protein. My app that I track things in actually gives me my protein requirements. So mine is 80 to 108 grams, something like that. So, And that's based on, again, my age, my gender, my goals, things like that. So just really, really focus on it. I know sometimes it can be hard, but if you have good protein options in your house, I will link in the cards above a video that I did on like the 10 best protein grab and go snacks kind of thing. So even though you don't have to grab and go with them, they're obviously all great sources of protein. So like I said, I will link that up in the cards and down in the description box. So if you want to watch that video after this one, you can get some great ideas for really good sources of protein. But find what you like, find what you can eat kind of no matter how you feel. You know, sometimes we feel really, really full and things like that. And so, you know, it's hard to get sometimes things down. So find some of those things that pack quite a bit of protein, but maybe not as much volume, but really as much as you can. Do not make the mistake of not getting in enough protein. In tandem with not getting enough protein is not focusing on strength training. And when I say this, this is a mistake that I made in the beginning. So please do not repeat. If you are just about to start your journey, or if you have just started your journey, or I don't care where you are in your journey, if you're not strength training, listen to me. You don't want to waste a moment of this journey not strength training. Because like I said, everyone will lose at least a little amount of lean muscle mass during a weight loss journey. But the people that lose the least amount of lean muscle mass are the people who are strength training from the get-go. They're the people who are getting their protein and they are strength training. And ladies, I'm kind of speaking to you specifically because I think, you know, if you're my age, I'm 57, you know, we grew up in that era of, you know, Jane Fonda and Richard Simmons and step class and, you know, all the things. And it was all about aerobics. And then even when we did do weight training, it was little light, little weights, you know, maybe 2-pound dumbbells, and you're just doing that. And no, you need to focus on heavy lifting to a point of exhaustion. You need to exhaust the muscles so that then they can repair themselves, that's when you are increasing your muscle mass, when they're going through that process of where they get sort of torn and broken down and then they rebuild. So, and you need protein to do that. So again, these two really go hand in hand, but please don't make the mistake I did. I mean, it wasn't that I said to myself I wasn't going to do it. I just, honestly, it just wasn't a focus for me. I was really just focused on eating. And yes, I'm not going to deny that 80% of losing weight is your diet and 20% is based on what you do in the gym. So I realize that it has less of an impact. But where it's really going to have an impact is on your body composition. And honestly, that's what really matters, right? Because if you can be increasing lean muscle mass while you're losing, that means that you're losing more fat as opposed to lean muscle. And that is the absolute goal for everybody. Biggest mistake number 4, wasting your shot. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is you have been given a gift. That's kind of how I think about this. A tool, but a gift that is a tool that allows you to feel satiated, to feel full longer, to feel fuller faster, and to not hear the food noise that most of us who have been obese or struggle with lifelong, struggles with our weight, that we have heard 24/7, 365. You may not even realize it until it's not there. But this gift, this tool helps you with those things. And so don't waste that. Use this time to really focus on eating your protein, to focus on changing your eating habits so that when you go into maintenance and when maybe you are sort of out of maintenance, whatever that looks like for you, whether you decide that you want to completely go off of the medication or whether maybe you go into you take a very, very low dose and maybe you only take it once a month, whatever it is, you are going to need to have built muscle memory of eating and basically dealing with the issues that you've had with food in the past so that you don't do those things once, like I said, you're through weight loss and, well into maintenance. That is how you are going to be successful long-term with this, regardless of whether or not you continue to stay on the medication. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with staying on the medication for the rest of your life. My perspective is this is just like somebody who has hypertension, for example. That doesn't cure your high blood pressure. If you want to continue to control your high blood pressure, you have to take your high blood pressure medicine, right? And so there's nothing wrong with staying on a GLP-1 for the rest of your life. That is a personal decision for everyone. And especially if you are not going to take this medication, or if you can't, maybe for financial reasons or for whatever reason, you're not going to take this for the rest of your life, you really have to use this time while you have the medication to relearn how to eat in a healthful manner. And I don't necessarily mean that from like getting 40% of your daily requirements from protein and 20% of fats. I don't mean like that. I mean healthy from a brain perspective, right? That you eat because you're hungry, not because you're sad. That you eat because you're hungry and not because you are super stressed or you're bored or whatever the other myriad of reasons that at least I used to eat for. You want to eat because you need to fuel your body, not to deal with some of those other issues. So please don't waste this time that you have with the shot. Use this time to heal your mind, and this is why, again, I think that Friday's Health is so amazing because they do have mental health coaching sessions. Use this time wisely and deal with whatever issues you might have with food and your relationship with food, your relationship with people, whatever it is, use this time with the medication. Like I said, it's a gift. And the fifth biggest mistake that I see people make all of the time when they're on this journey is comparing your journey to others. Every single one of us is different. How much I lost, how quickly I lost it is going to be completely different than every one of you that are watching my video right now. I promise you that. None of us will have the exact same journey. So stop comparing yourself. You cannot possibly know what your metabolic health and past and maybe underlying conditions and other things, age, gender, a myriad of things play into how your journey will go. So please, and I know it's hard, especially if you're watching videos like mine, right? That talk every week about how much we lost. And yes, some people have slower journeys and they have, they're chronicling their journeys on YouTube as well. But please, I just really implore you that, especially if you are on Facebook groups, if you are watching YouTube videos, if you are watching TikTok accounts or Instagram accounts, please remember that that person's journey is theirs. And yes, they may have some great tips and you may want to try to implement some of those that you feel like might work for you and might be helpful. But just remember that your journey will be different and you may have different results based on something that you implement that they recommend. Maybe it will be better, maybe it will be worse. But just please, comparison is the thief of joy. Enjoy your journey and just don't compare it to others. So that's it, guys. Those are the 5 biggest mistakes that I've seen people make when on a GLP-1 medication. Let me know in the comments below, what other big mistakes do you see out there? Like I said, I think if you especially are on the Facebook groups, you can see lots of different examples of potential mistakes that people are making. But like I said, let me know in the comments below if you think I missed any of, some big ones out there. Let's, like I said, have a dialogue. And I think it's always really helpful for people to comment, and so that other people can learn from you all as well. It's not just about me. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. It does help the YouTube algorithm. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, I would love to see you back here. Click the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know when I upload videos, because I'm not on an exact schedule right now. If you have not had enough of me yet, there'll be another video over here for you to watch. And remember, kindness and hate spread the same. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.